Let's look at a lesson from Siri Kannada grade 7. The name of this lesson is Parisara Samatolana and it is written by Krishnananda Kamath. Parisara means nature and Samatolana means balance. So, balance in nature or ecological balance is the meaning of this title. So, we all know that it is very much essential to have a stable ecosystem. This system will ensure the survival of all the species including humans. Then a balanced environment will provide us all the necessary resources required for survival such as air, water, fertile soil, etc. Then this balance also will allow for coexistence of different species and it will ensure that no single species exploits or overuses resources. So if there is an imbalance, that will lead to a lot of serious consequences. So let's just list a few of the consequences of imbalance. One is climate change. So usually among all the species, humans are the one who always overuse resources, overuse or exploit the resources. So in the name of urbanization, they have gone ahead and cut a lot of trees. So this has led to deforestation. Then a lot of fossil fuels are getting burnt. So all these factors are disrupting the natural cycles and this is leading to global warming. And apart from this, all the resources also is getting reduced. There is a reduction in all our resources. So this lesson is explaining the importance of having an ecological balance and it is also educating us about the consequences of imbalance. So it is giving us a message that we need to be responsible in using our resources given by nature. So now let's look at the lesson. So here in this page, the author, he is giving us examples of imbalance, like imaginary examples he is giving to understand what ecological imbalance will do. So this is the first example. In the first example, the author is saying that on earth, each and every animal that is present on earth, if it uses its ability to give birth and gives birth to a lot of younger ones, and the younger ones which are born don't die and continue to live, then what will happen? There will be so many animals and there will be shortage of resources, especially food. So not one animal will get food, a stomach full of food. So that is explained, that is the first example explained. So let's see that. ಭೂಮಂಡಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಯು ತನಗಿರುವ ಸಂತಾನ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯವನ್ನು ಬಳಸಿದರೆ. So Bhumandala means on earth, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿ, each and every animal. ಸಂತಾನ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯವನ್ನು ಬಳಸಿದರೆ means its ability, it uses its ability to give birth. So on this earth, each and every animal, if each and every animal uses its ability to give birth and gives birth to younger ones, then ಇಲ್ಲವೇ ಅವುಗಳ ಮರಿಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಬದುಕಿ ಇರುವಂತಾಗಿದ್ದರೆ. Mari means younger ones. So baduku means live. So all the younger ones, if they all continue to live, ಯಾವ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗೂ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಆಹಾರ ಸಿಗುತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, which means ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬಾ means full stomach, ahara is food, and siguttiralilla means not get. So if all the animals who have the ability to give birth to younger ones and all those younger ones continue to live without dying, then not one animal will get food to fill its stomach. So that is first example. Now the author has given us one more example. So here he says that elephants give birth to younger ones once in 5 years. So elephants are considered as the slowest animals in producing younger ones or creating their descendants. So in spite of that, even then, if we assume that all the elephants who are able to reproduce keep giving birth to younger ones every 5 years, once in every 5 years, then what will happen? In 100 years, the world will be filled only with elephants. So now let's look at that explanation here. 5 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೊಮ್ಮೆ ಒಂದು ಮರಿಗೆ ಜನ್ಮ ಕೊಡುವ ಆನೆ. So 5 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೊಮ್ಮೆ means once in every 5 years, Mari is a younger one or a baby. Janma koduva aane, elephant which gives birth to a younger one once in every 5 years. Santati nirmitiyalli ati mandagatiಯದು ಎಂದು ಪರಿಗಣಿಸಿದೆ. Santati nirmiti means in producing younger ones or creating the descendants. Mandagati is slow and pariganisu is considered. So it is considered that elephant is the slowest in producing elephants. So in producing younger ones. ಹೀಗಿದ್ದರೂ ಆನೆಯ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಮರಿಗಳು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಬೆಳೆದು 5 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಮರಿಗೆ ಜನ್ಮ ಕೊಡುತ್ತಾ ಹೋದರೆ ಒಂದೇ ಶತಮಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಜಗತ್ತೆಲ್ಲ ಆನೆಮಯವಾಗಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತಿತ್ತು. So in spite of elephant being the slowest in producing younger ones, if we assume that all the elephants give birth and the younger ones which are born continue to grow and live without dying, then in a span of 100 years, Shatamana means 100 years, in a span of 100 years, Jagattella Anemayavagi Hogutittu. Jagattella, this entire world will be filled with only elephants. Anemaya means full of elephants. So these are the two examples the author is giving us to understand if there is an imbalance, what will be the impact. Now let's continue. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಯು ತನ್ನ ವಂಶಜರು ಬಾಳಬೇಕೆಂದು ಹೆಚ್ಚೆಚ್ಚು ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂತಾನ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಮಾಡುತ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿ, ಈಚ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಅನಿಮಲ್, ತನ್ನ ವಂಶಜರು ಬಾಳಬೇಕೆಂದು, ಫಾರ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಡಿಸೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಲಿವ್, ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂತಾನ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಮಾಡುತ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ದೇ ಗಿವ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಟು ಮೋರ್ ಯಂಗರ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ so that they continue to have their descendants live and they keep growing their kind of species. ಇದರಿಂದಾಗಿ ಆಹಾರ ಆಚ್ಛಾದನೆಗಳಿಗಾಗಿ ಸ್ಪರ್ಧೆ ಏರ್ಪಡುವುದು. So because of this, because each and every animal wants to give birth to younger ones and keeps increasing its species, when that happens, then there will be shortage of food and clothes. Ahara is food and achadane means clothes. Spardhe is competition and erpaduvudu means arise. So a competition will arise for food and clothes if all the animals who are capable of giving birth keep giving birth to younger ones and keep growing their kind of species. Now let's move on. ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯವುಳ್ಳ ವರ್ಗ ಬದುಕಿ ಬಾಳಿದರೆ ಅಸಮರ್ಥ ಗುಂಪು ನಿರ್ನಾಮವಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯವುಳ್ಳ ವರ್ಗ means a group which is competent or capable. ಬದುಕಿ ಬಾಳಿದರೆ, so the capable group, it continues to live and grow. Then ಅಸಮರ್ಥ ಗುಂಪು ನಿರ್ನಾಮವಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಅಸಮರ್ಥ means the other group which is incapable or incompetent, that will get destroyed. So again for that, the author has given us an example. So I'll first briefly explain the example and then let's look at the explanation. So the author is telling us, let us assume that in a region there are horses, camels and giraffes living. So all of them give birth to younger ones and so the population of all these animals keep growing. And so what will happen is there will be reduction of resources. There will be reduction in food. The food begins to decrease. So let's consider that region has lot of tall trees. So in the trees, leaves which are at a height of 5 to 6 feet tall, the horses will feed on those leaves. So once the leaves which are at that height, 5 to 6 feet height, all the leaves get over, it is all eaten by the horses, then the horses will not have food anymore. So all the horses will die of hunger. So there will be no more horses left. Then we will move on to the next two groups of animals which will still live, because camel is taller than horse and so it can reach leaves which are at a height of 8 to 10 feet. Right? So the camels will feed on those leaves and they will continue to live. But again, when all the leaves at that height, 8 to 10 feet height, when all those leaves get over, again the camels will not have any food and they will also die of hunger. So then you will have the giraffes left, because they are still taller than the camels and they can feed on leaves which are at a height of 12 feet also, because they have long legs and neck. And so they will win finally. The giraffes will win in this competition and they will be successful in getting food till the end. So this is the conclusion that you can draw from this example. So let's look at the explanation here. ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಕುದುರೆ, ಒಂಟೆ, ಜಿರಾಫಿಗಳು ಬದುಕುತ್ತವೆ ಎಂದಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. So ಉದಾಹರಣೆ means example, pradesha is region, kudure means horse, camel means onte, giraffe means giraffe, and badukuttave means live, yendittukollona means let us assume. So the author is saying, let us assume that in one region horses, camels and giraffes live. ಈ ಮೂರು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಸಂತಾನ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದರಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿದ್ದ ಆಹಾರ ಕಡಿಮೆಯಾಗುತ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಮೂರು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು, these three animals, ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಸಂತಾನ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮಾಡಿದರಿಂದ means they started producing younger ones and they started producing lots, many younger ones. ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ means many. So what happened? ಅಲ್ಲಿದ್ದ ಆಹಾರ ಕಡಿಮೆಯಾಗುತ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತದೆ. So the food, ahara means food. So the food that was available there begins to decrease because the number of animals have increased and they all are feeding on food. So 5 ಅಡಿ ಎತ್ತರದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದ ಪರ್ಣಗಳು ತೀರಿದವೆಂದರೆ ಕುದುರೆಗಳು ಹಸಿವೆಯಿಂದ ಬಳಲಿ ಸಾಯುತ್ತವೆ. 5 ಅಡಿ means 5 to 6 feet ಎತ್ತರ, at that height, at the height of 5 to 6 feet. ಪರ್ಣಗಳು, ಪರ್ಣ means leaves. ತೀರಿದವೆಂದರೆ means all the leaves get over, which are at a height of 5 to 6 feet, the leaves all get over. Then ಕುದುರೆಗಳು, that is horses, ಹಸಿವೆಯಿಂದ ಬಳಲಿ ಸಾಯುತ್ತವೆ. ಹಸಿವೆ means hunger and ಸಾಯು means die. So all the horses will die because of hunger. ಆದರೆ ಉದ್ದ ಕತ್ತುಳ್ಳ ಒಂಟೆ, ಜಿರಾಫಿಗಳು 8-10 ಅಡಿ ಎತ್ತರದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಪರ್ಣಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಂದು ಬದುಕುತ್ತವೆ. ಆದರೆ means but, ಉದ್ದ ಕತ್ತುಳ್ಳ means long neck. The animals that have long neck, that is camel and giraffe, they can eat the leaves which is at a height of 8 to 10 feet. 8-10 adi means 8 to 10 feet. ಎತ್ತರದಲ್ಲಿರುವ, ಎತ್ತರ is height, at the height of 8 to 10 feet. ಪರ್ಣಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಂದು, ಪರ್ಣ is leaves. They can eat those leaves and they can continue to live. Then ಅಲ್ಲಿಯ ಆಹಾರ ತೀರಲು, so now the leaves which are at a height of 8 to 10 feet, if they get over, then ಒಂಟೆಗೂ ಉಪವಾಸ ಕಟ್ಟಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ. So what will happen? The camel also, onte's camel, upavasa means having no food. The camel will also die of hunger. ಆದರೆ ಜಿರಾಫೆ 12 ಅಡಿಗೂ ಎತ್ತರದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದ ಪರ್ಣ ತಿನ್ನುವಷ್ಟು ಉದ್ದ ಕಾಲು ಗೋಣು ಪಡೆದಿದ್ದರಿಂದ ಆಹಾರ ಸ್ಪರ್ಧೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಇದೇ ವರ್ಗ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗುವುದೆಂದು ಒಂದು ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತ. ಸೊ ಆದರೆ means but ಜಿರಾಫೆ 12 ಅಡಿ ಎತ್ತರದಲ್ಲಿ, so 12 feet, at a height of 12 feet, leaves also they can eat because they have udda kalu, long legs, and gonu, neck. They have long leg and neck, and for this reason they will win this competition. Ahara Spardhe, the food competition. Ahara is food and Spardhe is competition. ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಇದೇ ವರ್ಗ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗುವುದೆಂದು ಒಂದು ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತ. So finally, the conclusion that you can draw is that this group, that is the giraffe, that group only is going to be successful in winning this food competition. So, ಈ ಶತಮಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಪರಿಸರಗಳ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಕೂಲಂಕುಷವಾಗಿ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸಿಸಿದರಿಂದ ಮಾನವನು ಅದರ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ಲಾಭ ಪಡೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಬಹುದು. So this is a study. This is a study, and this study, through this study, the humans can understand the relationship. Prani parisara. Prani is animal and parisara is nature. Sambandha is relationship. So, through this data, the humans can understand the relationship between animals and nature, and they get an important lesson to learn. So that is the complete profit that the humans can receive through this study. But we have to also look at one more case in this example. So we came to a conclusion that the giraffes are the winners in the food competition. But then there will be all the giraffes, and the giraffes themselves will start having competition now. If there is the leaves which is at a height of 12 feet, if they also get over, then the giraffes also will have a problem. And in giraffes, not all the giraffes will be of same height. Some will be slightly shorter, some will be slightly taller. So the slightly shorter ones will face shortage of food when all the leaves at the 12 feet height is over. So they will perish. But slightly taller giraffes may continue to live a little more longer until they are able to reach the leaves. So it becomes like the survival of the best amongst them also. So that is what is explained here in this paragraph. Let us see that. ಜಿರಾಫೆ ವರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಅತಿ ಸಂತಾನ ಇರುವುದರಿಂದ ಇವುಗಳಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಸ್ಪರ್ಧೆ ಇದೆ. So even amongst the giraffes, because they also have produced a lot of younger ones, so they also have a competition amongst themselves now. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಜಿರಾಫೆಗಳಿಗೂ ಉದ್ದ ಕಾಲು ಉದ್ದ ಗೋಣು ಇರುವುದರಿಂದ ಅವುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪರ್ಧೆ ಕುದುರೆ ಒಂಟೆಗಳೊಡನೆ ಇರುವ ಸ್ಪರ್ಧೆಗಿಂತ ತೀಕ್ಷ್ಣವಾಗಿರುತ್ತದೆ. So all the giraffes have long legs and long necks, and so for that one reason the competition becomes even more severe and critical for them than competing with the horse or the camel. So ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಜಿರಾಫೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿಯೇ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಉದ್ದ ಕಾಲು ಗೋಣುಗಳು ಇದ್ದವುಗಳ ವಂಶ ಮುಂದುವರಿಯುವುದೆಂದು ಉಳಿದವು ಅಳಿದು ಹೋಗುವುದೆಂದು ನಂಬಿಕೆ. So ಅದರಿಂದ amongst the giraffes itself, swalpa means a little udda kaal, a little taller. Amongst those giraffes, only some of them which are slightly taller because they have even more longer legs and neck. Udda kalu is long neck, long leg, and gonu is long neck. Iddavugala vamsha. So those giraffes, they will be able to live a little longer, and they might again produce more younger ones. Vamsha ಮುಂದುವರಿಯುವುದೆಂದು ಉಳಿದದ್ದು ಅಳಿದು ಹೋಗುವುದು, and the rest of them which are like slightly shorter, all those giraffes will not have food and they will slowly perish away. So this is a belief that whichever is the tallest amongst all those giraffes, they will continue to live and give birth to more younger ones. ಆದರೆ ಆ ಪಿತೃಗಳ ಸಾಧನೆ ಪರಂಪರಾಗತವಾಗಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತದೆ ಎಂಬುದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವ ಆಧಾರವೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. So now that is a belief that the best amongst those giraffes will continue to live and produce younger ones. But all the younger ones, there is no guarantee that they will also be as tall as their ancestors. Okay, so pitrugala sadhane means ancestors. They will not have the same genes as the ancestors. So because there is no proof that they also might be as tall as their ancestors. So this we'll stop here and we'll continue in the next video.